Good morning. We're still in Anza-Borrego Desert State Park at Dos Cabezas campground. We got a beautiful sunrise to our Ocotillo. All these beautiful plants here in the morning sun rising. It's a Creosote Bush Larrea tridentata. Down here is our Engelmann's cacti. The kind of serious Engelmannii. He looks pretty nice. This guy here is called a wolf's Cholla. Opuntia wolfii. Wow. Lots of cool stuff up here. Of course our Ocotillos, Area, Splendens, and all their guys have leaves on them. You don't usually see them with leaves. The leaves here, yeah, beautiful. It's been raining a lot, so they get lots of leaves and even little flowers for us up here. They're super spiny. Look at those spines in the sunrise. Wow. What else we have up here? Well, we have everybody. So today we're going to hike out to a place called Indian Hill. So we're going to hike down this trail, head up here toward those mounds, this mountain. That's where we're going to find Indian Hill. And on the way, of course, we have our wolf's Cholla, our little false mustards here. Right? Pretty little flowers. This guy's here is called a rock daisy. Very, very cool plant. Brittlebush Encelia. Look at that. Looks like a little real daisy. He's a rock daisy. You'll see a lot more up on the trail. This guy here, he's a desert chicory. Look at that. Beautiful petals. And they're forked like that at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forks. Look at that. Beautiful center, little green. This is our Brittlebush. He's blooming down here. In the wintertime, he just looks like a bunch of sticks. But in springtime, he's this beautiful flowering plant. Look at that. Really like sage-like leaves on this guy. It's called a Brittlebush because he gets real brittle. Here's an older one. Just snaps right off. There we go. Wow. This guy here, he's a wolf's Cholla, Opuntia wolfii. All over here next to our Ocotillos. Got a jackrabbit over here. Look at that. Black-tailed jackrabbit. There he is. Cool. Oh, there he goes. Here we have a jojoba. These pretty little leaves here on this guy. Here's where you get your jojoba soap from. Over here is our Creosote Bush Larrea tridentata. You find them all up here. This is the old Dos Cabezas train station, water tower. You camp here if you want. In this direction here is a Mortero wash. This here is an Engelmann's hedgehog cactus. The kind of serious Engelmannii. He's got long white central spines. So the longest spine on this guy is always white. He's starting to flower here. Check that out. This guy here, he's called a distant Phacelia, or Phacelia distans. Right? He's got little caterpillar, scorpion-shaped little, flower stalks up here. Right? He's a barrage. So down by the train station, take this path up here. This path. Or down here you walk around the train tracks. And they both lead you right up here to this area. Indian Hill. This guy here is the yellow variety of our brown-eyed primrose. Little brown spots right in there. Beautiful leaves. stalks coming up. Look at that. Brown-eyed primrose, this guy. And there's other varieties, there's pink, white, but you find them in the other parts of Anza-Borrego. But up here, those Cabezas, we get the yellow guys. I'm gonna head up the train tracks here. Here we have a pretty little yellow flowering plant. This is Desert Dandelion Malacothrix glabrata. Glabrata because he doesn't have any hairs on him. See that? He's got purple stems, little rosette of long leaves. The stems come up to the flower buds. This guy's a little bit reddish. See that? And he opens up to this guy. Very beautiful. Wow, desert dandelion. It's got these little bracts or filaries down here. This guy here is called a Spanish needle. These little flowers come up there. They're all enveloped by the little filaries here. The stamen and anthers, they kind of exert above the flowers. Look at that. Wow, little tiny, tiny flowers all bunched in there. Spanish needle. Here next to our little spurge. There's a little beetle here. Check out this guy here. And here we have a desert trumpet, Eriogonum inflatum. This is a big one here. Wow. And he grows out of this rosette of leaves on the bottom. Sends out these long, fleshy stems that fork out, and they fork again, all the way to the end where you get tiny, tiny little flowers on this guy. These guys are turning to seed over here. And then later on, he'll get this big bulb right here, like a bottle stopper. Wow, Eriogonum inflatum, this little fellow. Here's a big batch of distant Phacelia, Phacelia distans. Got that caterpillar, scorpion flower head there. Tiny little purple flowers with the exerted stamens coming out. There's another Phacelia down here, but up here, this guy, purple, he's called a blue dix. Check him out. Wow. Big, long flower stalk. Comes way up. It's pretty flowers. We got 3 of them all together. Unbelievable. Here's a better look at our storkbill rhodium. See that little storkbill here? Here's its flowers. Beautiful purple flowers. Lots of varieties of this plant out in the desert and the chaparral. He's got, let's see, 5 little petals. Okay, stamen and anther in there. He forms these seed pods like this. Here we have a false mustard, genus Eulobis. Look at that. Pretty flowers, little red dots in the center. That's how you know this guy's a false mustard instead of that horrible Sahara mustard we get growing up here. So he's a good guy. Right here we have desert lavender. He's Condea amorii. Looks just like a pretty little lavender here. And smells really soft. He's got soft leaves here. A little wavy. This little brown stalk that comes up to the pretty flower heads we have up here. It's a desert lavender. Look at this false mustard. The guy's huge. Wow. Down here we got another one. This guy here is called a chia. He's a salvia. Right, so he's a sage. And he's got these little lavender, tiny little flowers here. So he starts out green, and then he turns purple when he seeds. He's a chia. There's another little chicory all by himself here. Okay, false mustard. There's a bridge, and we're going to head up here to the hills to Indian Hill. This guy here is a wishbone bush, Mirabilis laevis. Pretty, pretty flowers here. 5 white petals or lobes. Little yellow anthers on the stamen there. And he's super, super sticky. And if you get in there, when he dies out, he's just a bunch of twigs. And his branch is called a wishbone, because his branch is see how it branch out like that? Like a little wishbone. He's a super sticky plant. Here's our chia side by side. See how they're green when they're younger, and then when they ripen, pollinated with seeds, they turn a little purple. It's our chia. But over here, look at this. We got a barrel cactus. Wow. It's called Filaree Cactus Cylindriceus. And he likes to lean to the south because the north facing side grows faster than the south. So he leans this way. He gets these beautiful flowers on top. Look at these beautiful yellow flowers here. Look at that. All that wonderful reproductive organs in there. Beautiful. He's got these long stems that come out here, and they bend a little bit. They're purple, a little white at the edges, at the ends. So he's got protruding spines that help protect him, and he's got lateral spines to help keep him nice and shaded and cool in this hot environment. Here's a wolf cholla. He's huge. Opuntia wolfii. Let's have a jumping cholla, so if you get real close to him, he'll kind of jump out at you, like this guy here. Look at that. Ouch. So, you never get him off. So he's going to try and just be careful. He kind of hurts. Just pull him off. Pull him off. Ow! Son of a gun. Ow. So watch out for this guy. Right, so the trail's not so bad. Little incline, but pretty hard and sandy. Little jojoba here. Check them out. Beautiful. More of our false mustard. Phacelias. Okay, up here we have lots and lots of Ocotillo or Ocotillo. Little forest here. Creosote bush. Little burrow bushes, Ambrosia domosa. Wow. Another jojoba. And we're going to head up to Indian Hill, which is this rocky area right up here. How we're on the trail to Indian Hill. Here's where we came from, way down here by the train station. It's about 6 miles, takes 2.5 hours. We head out to these rocky formations up here. Here we have a flowering creosote bush. Little flowers here. Look at that. And then he's seeding too. Little seed. Little kind of pappus-like fluffy seeds here that'll blow away. And here's our Ocotillo. This guy's starting to flower. Look at that. Got these huge thorns here. Wow. This guy also has lots and lots of leaves. There's a bunch of sticks coming out of the ground. Look at that. These guys will flower and just be absolutely breathtaking. This is our Brittlebush Encelia farinosa. Look at that. But more than that, look at that. Here, all up this trail. Beautiful. Wow, so in summer they're going to lose all their leaves. And they just look like a bunch of sticks. But right now they're just phenomenal. Here we have a little checker fiddleneck. Wow, from the genus Amsinkia. Look at that. Little caterpillar-shaped flower head. Or the shape of a fiddle neck. So that's why you call him a fiddle neck. Like a neck's fiddle. He's got 2 rows of little flowers here. 5 yellow petals in a dark orange center. Really fuzzy on top. Here's our desert agave. Agave desertii. This guy's flowered. Look at this. He's got these super sharp, spiny, broad leaves. Little spine, little pattern coming up the middle here. That's how you know this guy's a desert agave. They only bloom once in their lifetime, so this guy bloomed. It's on a big flower stalk. You got flowers and seeds up here. This little guy here, these are Beavertail Cactus Opuntia basilaris. Basilaris because he's so low to the ground. He's got these little pads here, like a prickly pear. This guy's a little heart-shaped. And he'll flower out here, produce lots of little fruits. Hummingbirds love this guy. He's got tiny, tiny little thorns, but for the most part, he's thornless. Now, he's pretty full right now, but in summertime, he'll lose a lot of moisture and just wrinkle up like a little old man. But right now, he's looking really full because we've had a lot of rain. Looks terrific. Here we have a desert agave. He's sending up a new flower stalk. Check this out. Wow, this guy's huge. Hey, check this out. We got a couple more chicories here. Look how beautiful and big this guy is. See little forks on the end of his petals? Wow. White, little yellow insides, stamen all in there, curled up. But over here, check this guy out. He's got this metallic blister beetle. Here we have a desert tortoise burrow. Look at that. He lives right inside there. Looks like he just came out. Might be scurrying around out here. We'll find him. So he comes out springtime, and he kind of pseudo-hibernates during the hot summer, comes out again in fall, and then hibernates again during the cold winter. So we're at the western ridge of Indian Hill. Check these beautiful boulders here. And this guy down here growing in the gravel, check him out. He's a Mojave Desert Star, Monophyllon Belioides. He's an Asteraceae. He's got all these beautiful white ray florets, yellow center, and a little green dot right in the middle. And he loves to grow in this gravelly stuff up here. And he's super, super tiny. This little sticky guy is called Mormon Tea. You can tell he's got segments of his stem here. A little segment, a segment, a segment. He's got this little bubble here. He's starting to flower. Little flowers right there. Check that out. It comes from the genus Ephedra. That's where you get epinephrine from. This guy here is Apricot Mallow. Check him out. It's got lots of little flowers coming up on the stem here. Little wedge-shaped wavy leaves. Got some flowers here. Look at that. Wow. And they grow up along the rocks here. Check out this guy here. He's a Cleveland's Beardtongue Penstemon Clevelandii. He's got these beautiful purple-red flower stalks coming up. He loves to grow in these rocks, but I can't get up there because it's kind of far away. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Here we got a bunch of lichen growing on the rocks. He's like a fungus algae kind of plant. He'll grow in the cracks and slowly erode this rock in the cracks, and then the rock will break or crack open a little farther. Helps with the erosion out here. A little lichen. Hey, up here in the rocks of Indian Hill Ridge, look at this little succulent. He's a Dudleya Arizonica. Wow, he's a Crassulaceae. Forms this beautiful little rosette. These flower stalks are coming out, look at like 2 feet long. Beautiful, beautiful little flowers. Here's another one of our little hedgehog cacti. But over here, this guy here is a Fishhook Cactus Mammilaria dioica. He's got little fish hooks shaped spines at the end of the areoles. So the main little guy coming out there, out of the areole, the main spine's shaped like a little fish hook. And inside you have all the lateral spines that spread out and help this guy maintain a little shade, keep him cool, reduce water loss, transpiration. But look at the beautiful little flowers here coming up. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Here's another one of our jojobas, and they're dioecious, so the male and females are different plants. This is a female flowers here. The leaves are super structured, so when the wind blows, it makes a little vortex around there, so the pollen from the male plants can come out here, and they get caught in the little vortex, and they spin around until they get to the style and the stigma to help fertilize our little jojoba here. That's a cool factoid to learn. This guy here is called a cat claw, or cat's claw. Little thorns on him look like cat's claws. Look at that. He's a Senegalia gregii. Used to be called an acacia gregii, but he's got this mistletoe growing on him. This mistletoe is Phoradendron californicum. And he's a little parasite on our plant here. He's going to suck them dry. And he has these berries here. They grow in. They're really, really sticky. Right here. Really sticky sap. You can see that. Wow. So the birds, like the phainopepla mostly, he'll eat this. And then when he poops them out, the seeds, they'll stick to a new plant and start to grow. Sometimes he does little butt draggies on the branches. Here we have some California fan palms, Washingtonia foliifera, where they grow right on the side of the mountain and the rocks here. He's the only species of palm that's actually native to California. So here we have some caves. You can camp out here. Looks like somebody did their own graffiti. Little fire. This guy here is called a desert apricot, Prunus fremontii. Look at that. And he's kind of related to our Prunus ilicifolia, which is the holly leaf cherry or the chokeberry. So he's almost holly leaf. Look at that. But not quite. It's a desert apricot. With these little flowers coming in. See that right there? It's going to be a little apricot on this guy. Here's one of our wolf's cholla. He's flowering. Check this out. If I touch the center of his flower here, all those little stamens, they start to move around. See if he does it. Here along the trail, we also find this guy. It's called a pincushion. It's a type of Chaenactis. Look at that little fluffy head of flowers here. A whole bunch of them all together in there. Tiny, tiny little petals on this guy. He's white here. This guy here, he's purple on these purple, long, fleshy stems. This guy's going crazy. Another one of our fishhook cacti. Little fishhook spines. Look at these beautiful flowers here. All the way around the top. Wow. Isn't he great? And everything I showed you so far was out here to the east. But now we're going to cut through up on this side, and I'll show you some cool things we have right up here. Check out this great Beavertail Cactus. Wow. These flowers here. There's a little pollinator in there. Unbelievable. Opuntia basilaris. He's a prickly pear with flat pads. All these flowers coming in look like this here. Unbelievable. Look at that. Wow. Now he looks spineless, but he's got tiny, tiny little spines on him. If you rub up against him, you will get those in your fingers. They're very, very irritating. So those little stamens here, you touch them, and they'll close in. See how they move all by themselves? Look at that. And they'll envelope their little pollinator like a little bee. So on the eastern side, we're going to find a lot of the same plants here. Our Ocotillo. These beautiful green leaves and sharp spines down here. Wow. Check that out. Our wolf's cholla. Here's our hedgehog. Here we have a little chicory right there. Check that guy out. Beautiful little flower. Here's our false mustard. Kind of likes to close up in the daytime. Here's a better false mustard. See, these leaves down here turn a little bit red, and they don't have this big, broad expansion like we have on our real mustard, the Sahara mustard, which is the bad guy. It's got these long stalks, really short, lunar-shaped leaves, all the way up to the flowers like we have here. Wow. Here's our creosote bush, Larrea tridentata. Of course, he's real common out here. Here's our creosote bush. This guy's flowering. Check that out. Beautiful little yellow flowers, 5 petals, lots of little stamen and anthers. He's going to seed like this guy here. Little puff there, white puff. He'll blow away in the wind. And the thing about this plant here, if he loses all of his leaves, he will actually die. So he always has leaves on him throughout the whole year. Here's our brown-eyed evening primrose. Little brown eyes right in the middle. Look at that. He's an evening primrose, but he doesn't close up in the daytime like our other evening primrose guys. He's super common out here in our desert. This guy here is a Bigelow Monkeyflower, Mimulus bigelowii. Little tube-shaped flower there. Look at that. They're all fused together, make a little bell shape. He's got these exerted stamens sticking up there. Oops, he fell off. See that? Little yellow anthers on him. Wow. You find him in this little washed area here. That's our lunch, beef jerky and tuna casserole sandwich, I guess. Beautiful. Anyway, he's really cool. Here we have another gold poppy underneath our creosote bush. He's a lot bigger, much more well protected than our guy out there in the wash. See that? Little yellow petals. Beautiful little guy. This guy here is a desert lavender. See that? Lavender, really soft, fluffy. Down here's our gold poppy. This guy's our distant Phacelia. Phacelia distans, little caterpillar scorpion shape on top of our barrage flowering plant here. Hey, check out this guy here, all alone. We have our jumping teddy bear cactus. Wow, Opuntia bigelowii. Look at that. It's got this brown stalk. All those little segments fall off. They jump out at you and attack you. Or a little fox, coyote. And then they stick to them. This guy drags it across the desert. He's got some fruits coming in. Right there. Here. Some flowers and fruits, and this guy's amazing. But I don't know. He's all alone out here. It's our Brittlebush, creosote, Ocotillos. Check out these rocks here. They're all layered with little siltstone, which is kind of in between sand and clay. Right? Clay's really fine and sand is a little thicker. You get this guy here, but look at all this. Most of this is wind erosion, but you get some water erosion too. These big boulders, cool shapes. This guy here, I don't know. This is like a little porpoise. He's got his eyeball, little smile. And up here, lots of little caves, petroglyphs. Up here, wow, little graphic designs by our Native Americans back in the heyday of this area. So mostly we're walking up along the base of the hillside here. You can tell it's a little rougher. But if you want to watch along the main trail, it's a little easier to get through, even drivable. You drive your little car out here, probably all-wheel drive. or four-wheel drive. I wouldn't take your sedan. Hey, it's starting to get a little windy and rainy, actually. We're expecting a storm tonight. Check out the little flower head on this Ocotillo. These guys start blooming. Look at that one little guy. He's already starting to bloom here. Wow. This whole little inflorescence flower stalk will just get full of pretty little flowers. Ocotillo here. Another guy here. So anyway, I gave you a flavor for what's out here. But unfortunately, I'm going to leave you guys high and dry because we can't get up in the petroglyphs and the little artwork and the sun cave. And you got to watch somebody else's video. Otherwise we'll be trapped out here in the rain. Alright. But it is beautiful out here. Holy moly. So we're going to head back to our campsite, which is about 1.5 miles this way, to beat the rain. One last look at our Indian Hills here, out in Anza-Borrego Desert State Park. So thanks for watching, and please watch my other videos out here with all our beautiful plants and shrubs and things. Alright. Wow. Okay, have a great day. Thanks. Bye.